Hello, fabulous, awesome people. Welcome back, my dear audience. And today we have a treat for you. We're doing an interview with a person who I have just seen face to face today. She's a business partner of mine, and we have spoken on the phone. We became business partners 6 months ago, I believe, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
right. And now we're just meeting face to face. So just like how you're meeting her face to face, I am also meeting her for the first time in person. And she looks as lovely as I thought because she's such a sophisticated, calm, smooth individual. So I want to welcome you guys to Miss Ife. She will introduce herself and tell you all about herself and even maybe tell you things that I don't know about her that I'm excited to hear. So welcome, Miss
Oh,
Ife. How are
thank
you?
you. I'm doing wonderful, fantastic. Thank you for having me. I'm a little bit nervous,
Oh, you don't need to be nervous. It's just you and I having a conversation. That's all.
okay,
Don't
okay.
think about the audience. They would just tune in later.
Yes,
But
yes,
just
yes.
you and I having a conversation. And they're just
Okay.
joining us into the conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, my name is Ife Nabawi. Ife means love. I go
Mm,
by Miss Love. Sometimes people call me Mama Ife. And my
okay.
last name is Nabawi. It means the truth has arrived.
Wow.
So when my mother named me, she said, your names are your attributes.
Mhm.
And so I do live up to that, because when I was younger, my
Mm.
stepfather used to call me a terror. So mama said, I'm going to give you the name Ife, love, so that you can aspire to be love. And
Wow.
that's who I am. I try to be love. I got
Wow.
another side, but I try to be love.
So did you have a different name before they named you Love?
Yes, it was Terrelin. And so,
Oh,
yeah, it was,
wow. That's amazing.
yes.
That's
And
that's just amazing that your mom decided to change your name because of
mhm,
what they were coming, because it's very important what we name our children. So
yes.
that's amazing that your mom decided to do that. Wow. And you are Love for real.
Mhm. I try to be.
Yeah. Oh, that is amazing. So what else you want to share about yourself to the audience?
Oh,
Besides being Miss Love?
yes, I'm an insurance woman. I've been
Mhm.
an insurance woman for 30 years. I do life and Medicare. And
Mhm.
through my attribute of love, I really like working with the seniors.
Mhm.
I'm more of a layman's person where I
Mhm.
try to break down everything to layman's terms so people can really understand. I'm very intellectual, but I don't try to be intellectual because I want people to get it simple. I just break it down simply.
Right.
And I've been into holistic health all my life. I was
Mhm.
raised that way. And I'm not new to this, I'm true to this in terms of dealing with the inner physician that we have within ourselves.
Wow.
And I have been in network marketing since 1983. And I
Mhm.
started with Dick Gregory Bohemian Diet. And then from there, I've dealt with many products like Jusu, Goji
Mhm.
Berry, and I've been involved in a lot.
Mhm.
However, I will get involved for personal reasons.
Right.
And if I could find someone to come along with me, fine. But if not, I was doing it on my own. And because I would like every product that I dealt with, I can get my product at wholesale.
Mm.
And so that's who I am.
Okay.
And
So when you heard about this product, now what made you decide to start this product, being that you've been with so many other companies and tried so many other products? What made you decide to give this one a try?
well, I am the sum total of all my experience, and I'm
Mhm.
always open. The universe is vast. So you're going to run into a lot of different products and situations. I dealt with Dr. CB, sea moss, and elderberry, and black seed, and moringa. and I've been pretty healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got involved with Life Vantage, I had a situation where my blood pressure was high, my cholesterol was high because I lost my mother 5 years ago. And I decided that I would take time to, find out what it was that I wanted to do because he was like my buddy, taught me everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I want to know where I began and where she end. However,
Mm-hmm.
she don't end, but
Mm-hmm.
I know I was stepping on my own, okay? So I had those issues. I had a mini stroke, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a medicine person. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
really a doctor's person,
Mm-hmm.
but I will go to the doctor for them to tell me what they think. And then I was like, okay, well, let me go to my home remedies. And so I would never take the medication. So my cholesterol was high. I was talking to a doctor and he wanted to put me on statins. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I research everything. And so when I was reading about statins, I got scared. I didn't want to take them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, well, doc, I'm going to go back and deal with my natural remedies because my
Mm-hmm.
cholesterol was 321.
Wow.
I've never been ill. And
Mm-hmm.
so he said, there's no natural remedies that can lower your cholesterol. And so I just looked at him like he was crazy. And I said, oh, okay, I got to move on because I
Uh-huh.
know there's natural remedies. Okay, so
Right.
went to another doctor and I let her know. I said, I don't really deal with medication. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, when I had my blood pressure was 177 over
Wow.
100.
Wow.
And then I woke up one morning and tried to get up and I fell back down on the bed. I was like, what
Mm-hmm.
is this? And it's like I was weak and faint. I felt faint,
Mm-hmm.
not dizzy, but faint. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was trying to get up to walk and I had to just stand up for a minute and then take little bitty steps. But I had to walk bending over because I just would feel faint. And when I was walking, I had to hold on to the wall. Anyway,
Wow.
Miss Cara Williams, who brought me into the business, called me and she said, how you doing, Mama Ife? And then I just started telling her what was happening. She said, Mama Ife, you got to get into this company. You got to check this product out. It is good. It works. She said, Mama Ife, would you do that? I said, yeah, give me your website and everything. So I looked over the website and I was excited. And then, of course, what we all do when we look at the price, we be like, oh no. But I didn't want to say that because as I read about the product, I said, oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
this premium product, you got to pay for what you want. So my thing was I would start where my budget started.
Right.
And so I got the Pretendum. So when I took the Pretendum, in 5 days, my blood pressure just started going down.
Wow.
And the fifth day, it was 128 over 83. But
Wow.
the third day, it was 127 over 92. And then the second day, it was 161 over 100. That
Mm.
was the second day.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the first day, and then the second day, it was 177 over 105. I said,
Mm.
oh, okay. So when
So
I
it's
got to the third day, it was 127 over 92. I said, oh, we cooking with gas. And
so
then,
you documented because it seemed like you're reading from something. So you documented your journey, which is fabulous. I love that. And I have to give a disclaimer, everyone. We're not saying that these products is healing, you're doing all these things, and it's the miracle quote unquote drug. We're not saying that. We're saying if you
mm-hmm,
give the body the right things, it will heal itself. So we're not saying that, oh, this is the miracle drug. Oh, you need to come and get this. No, we're saying give the body the right thing, holistic food, you give it the right portion, and it will heal itself. The body is a miraculous thing. It was created miraculously, it was created powerfully, it was created whole, and it can heal itself. All the things that is needed to heal your body is within these cells. So give it the right thing and it will do exactly what it needs to do. So you said on day one, let me clarify here. On the first day, what was the reading of your blood pressure?
It was 161 over 100.
And the second day?
It went back up to 177 over 105.
And then the third day?
It was 127 over 92.
Mm-hmm. And did it keep going after that, or what happened? Is it stabilized now?
Oh, yes. And let me see, it stabilized around the 8th day. The 7th day, it was 116 over 77, 118 over 81.
Wow.
And 116 over 80, and it just started going down from there.
Wow.
Now, what interests me in the product was the activation of the cells, because I like all natural supplements. Okay. I don't have anything bad and say that didn't work. Okay. And this worked. So everything worked. However, I was saying I'm the sum total of all my experience. I am always open to whatever I'm presented with. But what was different from me was the activation of the cells. And they say we have an inner physician in our bodies. You know, we can repair, restore, and rebuild ourselves.
Right.
And so when I was studying about the activation of the cells, I was like, okay, well, to me, that sounds like my inner physician, because I listened to the ABC News, Pretender, and was talking about oxidative stress and where that came from. And I was like, oh, okay. And then what amazed me was that when you talk about the activation of the cells and opening up the two pathways, that our bodies begin to make everything our body needs.
Right.
So when we was born into the world, and as we grew and we was younger, our bodies was making our enzymes, our antioxidants, our proteins. And then we have the same ecosystem within us that's without. Okay. And then we produce free radicals. We produce cancer cells. So we produce everything in our body when our cells is activated and working and functioning. And I was just amazed at the activation of the cells. And I said, okay, that is the beginning of the beginning. Okay.
So that's what drew you to it, is the activating your own cells. That's what you heard. That's what drew you to this and said, let me try this. I love the fact that I'm activating my own cells. Am I correct in what I'm hearing?
Yeah. The body makes everything. You know, just for instance, you know, I had drunk some of the collagen, but the dialogue was the collagen has 5 different collagens: eye, skin, joint, bones, and tissue. But when you drink it, it helps the body to produce its own collagen.
Right.
Okay. And so the body can repair and rebuild. Okay. And I had an experience with the Axio because I had a heavy project that I had to do. And usually when I was sitting at the computer, my eyes hurt because I had these prescription glasses with the bifocals. And then the glasses at some point in time wasn't fitting on my face. So I'm looking up at the computer trying to do everything. So my neck was hurting, my shoulders was hurting, my eyes was hurting, my back was hurting. It was so much tension in me. So when I decided to retire, I couldn't relax because I had all that tension.
Right.
So anyway, the last week I had a big project, and I said, okay, I had to burn the midnight oil. And so I said, let me try the Axio.
Which Axio?
The decaffeinated.
Okay.
Okay, the
Uh-huh.
decaffeinated. Because
Uh-huh.
if I do caffeine, I'm gonna be hanging on the chandelier when it's time for me to go to bed. So I don't mess with caffeine, right?
Right.
So anyway, I had 2 days to get this project done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had went to sleep. I woke up at 12 midnight and I got up, I made my Axia, and I may have put some daily wellness in it. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking it. I worked from 12 to 5 o'clock in the next day. Now,
Wow.
mind you, my eyes wasn't hurting. My
Mm.
neck wasn't hurting.
Mm.
My body wasn't hurting.
Mm.
And I wasn't tired, but I
Mm.
was calm. I was focused. And I was like humming when I'm doing my work. 12 o'clock, midnight, 5
Wow.
o'clock the next day. So I
Wow.
said, okay, I got one more day to get close to being finished.
Mm-hmm.
And so I may have went to sleep about 7 and I slept to 5 in the
Mm.
morning.
Mm.
Got up, made me another bottle of the Axia and
Mm-hmm.
was sipping on it. I finished my project at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm.
Then I had to check it and I realized I left something out. And then I went back, got that. And then I had to change some stuff around. And then I was like, okay. Other times I would be like, oh wow, what's happening? Oh, I only got one more day. I gotta do all that. I was just calm, focused, changed my stuff around. The next day I said I had to drop it off on the 31st. And I said, well, I'm not going to drop it off today. I'm just going to check all my paperwork. And
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to get up in the morning. I'm going to sign all the paperwork. And then I'm going to be there by 11 o'clock. Man, I did that, but my paperwork was so exquisite. No
Wow.
mistakes. I had
Wow.
all my paperwork. I
Wow.
was so proud of myself. And I realized what the Axia really does for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It calms you and
Mm-hmm.
you focus and it's so natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a natural feeling. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, Axio, I don't be without it now. I didn't have any today and I'm so tired. But I got to put my order in. But
Right.
the activation of the cells and the study of the cells and the
Mm-hmm.
mitochondria and the process. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was drinking the P84
Mm-hmm.
because the doctor said I had pylori. I mean, H. pylori.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had acid reflux. And so I said, Doctor, I'm just belching. And so she had me take tests. She said, oh, you got pylori.
Mm-hmm.
Her recommendation was 3 different antibiotics for 90 days. And she said, and that should cure it. I said, Doc, I'm not taking the antibiotics. I
Mm-hmm.
said, because the antibiotics going to tear up my gut.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to
Mm-hmm.
break it down. I said, so I'm going to do my natural remedy.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the P84 and I was
Mm-hmm.
drinking it, taking my Protandem, and then I switched to the Tri-Synergize, and then I switched to the collagen. Whatever my budget could afford is what I was dealing with. Okay.
Right. You sound like you took like almost all the products because you started with Protandim. Then I heard you talked about the collagen. Then I heard you talked about the P84 and the Oxio. And now you talk about the Tri-Synergizer. So you are like a walk-in billboard for these products. And they're working for you because you said
Oh, yeah.
you got your project done with bells on because you were no pain and you were calm, cool, and selective. And you talked about your blood pressure going down. And now you're talking about your gut health, how that
Yes.
has helped you. And that's just
Yes.
amazing. That is
Yes.
just amazing. Oh
I,
my
I,
God.
I love the product. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and really the science behind it,
Right, right.
the documentation that comes with it. So
Yeah.
when I'm talking to people, they say, well, I've been in holistic healing for 40 years. And I say, yeah, I did too. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but this is the sign of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And this product is just dealing with what we haven't really dealt with before. You don't hear products that say that they're
Activation.
activating
Right.
and how important the cells are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay,
Wow.
sis.
So let me clarify for the audience. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we're not telling you to go against what your doctor have said. We're not
No.
telling you to go contrary to them or not do what
Mm-hmm.
they subscribe. It's up
Right.
to you, whatever you decide to do, because that's her decision. So please go to your doctor. Please bring your supplements, your medication, whatever you need to bring to your doctor, and present this to your doctor. Let your doctor give you his professional recommendation from whatever you've brought to him or ever symptoms you've brought to him. Let him give his or her professional recommendation for you to do. And please, we're not saying these products are the miracle drug. We're saying that if you give your body the things that it needs, it will heal itself. So we do recommend for you to bring all the information, all the study, all the trials that was done with the products or whatever product you're bringing to your doctor. You need to
Mm-hmm.
bring all of this and ask questions. Don't just go to your
Yes.
doctor and just sit there and take everything that they're saying as face value. No, you need to ask
Mm-hmm.
questions, do your research, and you need to do your own due diligence and research. So,
When I'm talking to people, I don't tell them not to listen to the doctor. I said
mhm,
that I'm giving you the information so that you can make an informed decision. I
exactly.
said, but the beautiful thing of it is these are phytonutrients. This is
Hmm.
food. It's not
Hmm.
drugs. It's not medicine. And you
Right.
can take this product
Hmm.
along with your medication. You can
Hmm.
take the product, all it's going to do is enhance and rebuild and activate your cells so
Hmm.
that you would reproduce the healthy cells and they can do the job. So, no, I don't profess to that. And
Hmm.
now, what I do is a different thing.
It's a different thing,
Okay,
but
it's a
yeah,
different thing.
that's just
Okay,
you, right?
and
Yeah.
I have been very successful.
Hmm.
And I explained to my doctors, I don't want anything invasive in my body,
Right.
So
Hmm.
my cholesterol has come down from 321 to 146.
Wow.
My
Wow.
blood pressure 124 over 80. My
Wow.
level was 7.0. My liver is cool. My kidneys is cool. And
Wow.
I took my empty packages and bottles to the doctor. So when she was looking at everything, I said, look, well, I brought you this so you can see what I'm doing.
So what
And
did she say after you showed her all of that?
she took pictures. She
Oh,
took pictures. She
okay.
took pictures and she said she was taking pictures. So if she had to recommend some medication for me, that the product would not interfere with the medication. I understood because she have to represent what she represent. And so I asked her, I said, would you mind if I send you the video on Dr. McCord? And
Hmm.
I said, have you ever heard of him? She
Hmm.
said, no. Is he a real doctor? And then I said, yes. And then I was sharing with my sister. She said, no, you let them know. He's a world renowned scientist. So I say that all the time. And so she said, no, I don't mind. Send it to me. So I sent it to her. So that's just me, but that's the sum total of my experience.
Wow.
So it's not to say that I can't take my CMOS. I ran out of my daily wellness and was trying to catch a cold. I would
Mhm.
say, oh my God, I don't have no daily wellness. So I looked at what the daily wellness have in it. It was an
Uh-huh.
elderberry,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
ICI
Mhm.
flowers. I
Mhm.
said, oh, I got some elderberries and buckets. Let me go get that. Oh, I got
Mhm.
some sea moss. Let me go.
Mhm.
I
Get
took
that
them
right.
off of my shelf and I took it until my product came and then I
Amen.
put them back on the shelf.
That's amazing. Now, Mother Love, I'm gonna call you Mother Love from now. You said some
Okay.
people call you Mother Eve, some people call you Love, so I'm gonna put it all together, call you Mother Love.
Okay.
What would you say to those individuals that's saying, Wow, I hear you. You saying that your blood pressure went down to a 120 something. Your cholesterol was half of from 370 something you said to 140 something. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you said that you normally have all these pain from your neck and working and your back aches, and now you're calm, cool, and selective. What would you say to those individuals that say, this sounds too good to be true? What would you say?
Well, I would say if you study the activation of your cells, we studied the cells when we was in elementary school or
Mm-hmm.
junior high. We didn't
Mm-hmm.
know what we was reading. We don't even understand it. So now, being a grown woman and reading and understanding, I'm like, I break down the science and it's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't argue with nobody. Okay. It's just common sense. And as you hear how the cells activate and how it produces your own antioxidants, your own enzyme, the protein, everything that you need in your body, your DNA is recorded and tell you what the body needs. And
Right.
then I was so amazed because I thought about the cells. I said, not only does the activation of cells not selective, is
Mm.
every cell in your body being activated.
Wow.
And all your organs have cells. So if you activate your cells and your kidneys, your liver, your heart, your brain, your eyes, every cell in our body is activated.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's
I
amazing.
said, that's the science. It's not coming from me. When people want to talk to me about it, I say, well, I'm going to give you this video and I would like for you to look at it and then get back
Get
with
back.
me.
And so the video she's talking about, it's a ABC investigative report that was done about our product, Pretendum. I think it was 2005 it was done. So it was an investigative report. It's all over YouTube. And it wasn't an investigative report that was trying to support what we have. It was basically trying to say what we have was not true, but it proved and even proved way beyond our expectation. So that's what she's basically talking about. So if you Google BC investigative report on Pretendum, you will find it. It's there on YouTube. So if you want to take a look. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you at that point.
Yeah, because it talks about the oxidative stress and how and where all our diseases come from due to oxidative stress. And we don't study that. We don't know where our diseases come from. Okay, so what I do when somebody say, well, how you doing? And I was telling about my blood pressure, and they said, oh yeah, my blood pressure. Oh, I want to try that. I said, you got to listen to the ABC News. Okay. And then when you do that, we'll talk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time. I'm busy. I don't have time. And you tell me? And I was like, no. I said, you have to look at the video. Because if I tell you, we're going to go down the rabbit hole and you're going to hold every word I say, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
hold me to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I said, and it's better if you look at the video and then come back and talk to me. So when I talk, I can give examples or you jar your memory or something and say, well, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have time. I don't have time. I say, well, when you get the time, just call me. And if they don't call me, I don't bother them
Wow.
because that's too much on me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I may
Mm-hmm.
say something wrong and I don't mean to say anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be
Mm-hmm.
careful with the cure and the heal. And I understand that. But what you
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, give the body what it needs and it take care of itself.
Right, right. So I wanted to show you guys the products she was talking about. She mentioned the P84. All right, this is number one, and this is number two. It's a 1-2 system that's called P84. So what you do is open the packet. It looks like it's big, but it's 30-day supply. So this is number one. You get one, and this is the green one. and then you have the blue one. So you take both of them and you mix it together. I should show it like this, right? You mix it together in a little cup or whatever you have and shake it together and drink that. Now she was talking about the Oxio. This is the Oxio, comes 30 in a pack. It comes in these little tubes also. You put it in water, 16 ounces of water, drink that. And she also talked about the Protandim. It seemed like all my guests talks about this one, so I guess this is the prime favorite. But when you mix the Protandim and the P84, it takes you to a whole nother level. And she also talked about her favorite, which is called the collagen. This one is also a favorite. So we have the collagen, comes in 30-day supplies, 30 of these bottles, she says is 1.5. Then we have the Protandim. Then we have the P84, the system. You get 30 of these in those big packets I show. And then she talked about the Oxio. So those are all the products she talked about today. And now, what was the most surprising thing that you found being on these products? What is it? I know you said you love the science, and the science is what got you. You talked about the activating your cell. But what really was a surprising thing that you found like, oh my God, what was the shocker for you?
All of them, but all of it, because I had different situations occurring. Mm-hmm. When I went back to the doctor, she said I still have pylori. I said, I'm not belching as much. I'm just not belching. She said, oh, you're not belching that much? I said, no. So I'm thinking it's coming from the P84 because it's taking care of the gut. So what I realized in all the product, it is a system. It takes care, like the Axiom wakes up the brain. Okay. And the P84 deals with the gut, and the Protandim dealing with the activation of the cells. And I can't leave out Phyto B.
Oh, okay. Yes, we didn't mention that. Yes.
Because me and my husband share the product, and he like his sugar. And so he listening. You know, your husband don't really listen to you that much, but he listened to me. He follows my instructions. So I said, look, we're not gonna be arguing about this sugar.
Okay.
And so that's why I buy the P84 and the Tri-Synergizer. And I said, if we don't do nothing else, we take that Protandim, keep taking the Protandim. And so I'll say, okay, I got something for you, Phyto B. So we don't have to argue with your sugar about your sugar. But so I make his drinks. I put the Phyto B in it. But what the Phyto B does, it takes the craving of the sugar, and then if you eating something sweet, it don't be as sweet. Okay, and so I like Phyto B because I can enjoy my food and I don't have to panic about, did I take too much sugar today? But taking the product, it regulates your where you don't have all of those cravings.
Right.
And so I would say the one thing I definitely take is the Protandim activation of cells. I can't explain it no other way, but everything else is just important too. So I would say I don't have any favorite, but
sounds like the mess.
Yeah. And so what I tell my people, I say, start with the Protandim. And they say how much they cost. I said, do the subscription. They say, oh, I can afford that. And then some of them look up and say, okay, well, what else? I say, well, what's your budget? When you give me a budget, then I can help you. I'm not trying to make money off of you. I want you to try the product. I said, the money's going to come. Okay. And so that's how I met you guys, because I'm just talking, sharing. And then the next thing I know, you say, do you know that you are on your way to SC1? I was like, okay, all right. And that's when I started tuning in to the other aspect of it. I wasn't thinking about any of that.
Right.
Because my belief is we are the money. And if we share the product and people buy, you're going to make the money.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times we share with other people about stuff that we don't get paid off of, but we are people who love to share. If we have a good skincare, we're like, girl, this thing make my face glow, or girl, this thing make my hair grow, whatever it may be, we always share. So why not be a affiliate who can able to get paid for sharing?
Well,
That's what we do. We just get paid for sharing. And the good part about sharing is that the products are really good. The products are really helping people,
really good.
because I do this periodically of do interviews with people that I've met. And then I hear your story. And when I met you, I spoke to you on the phone and I heard your story, I'm like, oh my God, you got to come and share with the audience. The audience, I was thinking about you guys. You have to
Mhm.
come and share your testimony. And a matter of fact, I'm getting more about her testimony while speaking now. There's things that she never told me before. So I am so grateful and thankful for the company to put the working, put the science, put the right ingredients, the botanical, the herbs, the fruits, and the colors of the rainbow and the fruits that's in the P84, and make it 84 ingredients, every color of the rainbow. And when you look on the package, you can name and identify all these ingredients in there. There's none that you can't say, oh, that's not a fruit. Oh, that's not a probiotics or a prebiotics or a postbiotics.
Mhm.
You can look at all the labels and recognize the ingredients, even in the Pretendum, that's turmeric in it. What else is in here again? Turmeric, ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha,
Yes,
green tea.
yeah, green tea. All of these things can help your body. And when you put the right amount mixed together, of course you can buy your own ingredients, but are you going to put it the right scientific amount that can able to make it work effectively? And that's the thing. You can buy it all
Mhm.
for yourself and take it, but you need to put the right ingredients together. You need to put it the right way, because you can put too much of something and it might not work the way that it need to work. So these
Mhm.
yellow little pills, they are really here to help you, help your body, help itself. Anything you want to leave the audience with? What's your final word of expertise or your final word of encouragement? Mother Love, the floor is yours.
Yeah, well, stick with the science and understand how the activations of the cells work. Now, I had epiphany. So it says that every second of taking the pretendum neutralizes the radical cells by a
Mm,
million.
mm,
That every second kept running in my head. Then I said, how many seconds is in 24 hours? So I said, let me do the math. Now, I'm just thinking. I'm a deep thinker.
mm,
Okay. And so I said, well, it's 60 seconds in a minute. I said, oh, well, that's 60 million because every second.
mm,
Then I said, it's 60 minutes in an hour. Oh, that's another 60 million. And then I said, 24 hours. And then I timed it times 24. And I came up with 86.4 billions of neutralizations of the radical cells in 24 hours. Now I thought, girl, you a genius. Okay. So to make sure that I, was on the right track, not
mm,
that I don't know, because I'm just taking it further. I said, let me ask GPT chat. I
mm,
said, I got a scenario for you. So I gave him the scenario. My chat is a man. I said, I gave him the scenario and we came up with the same numbers. I
uh,
said, oh, I said, well, maybe that's how, because they say the potandum reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days.
mm,
I said, well, 86.4 billion? I
mm,
said, well, that makes sense. Now, this me thinking, I don't know if I'm correct or not.
mm,
This is how I thought. And
mm,
then it encouraged me more because I realized the activation of the cells, they doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
The activation of the cells and
Yeah.
every organ of your body. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. So I have fun with these products and sharing it with people that watch the video first.
She's very strict, y'all. She's very strict. You have to watch the video or else she won't talk to you. That she says. So I thank you so much to know you more.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
so beautiful inside and out because I only know you on the phone. So now I get to see you in person. So you're beautiful on the outside and beautiful within. And I'm so thankful and appreciate you for taking your time out of your schedule and meeting with me and sharing with the audience about your experience with the products. And once again, the products are not a miracle drug. It's activation. We way beyond supplementation. We are activating company. We help your body to activate its own cell, but you give the body what it needs and it will perform the way it's supposed to perform. Your cells are renewed. So everything you need to rejuvenate and activate your cells is within the fruits and the vegetables and the things that you eat and consume. But if you want more activation and get it the right way, Protandim, P84, Oxio, the collagen, what she talked about, all these things can able to help your body help itself. So thank you so much.
All food. It's all food and
exactly.
Nutrients. That's the key. That's what I share with people. It's food. It's not medicine. It's not drugs.
Exactly. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. And thank you, Mother Ife, for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking your time out. And I love you, Mother Love.
Same here, Miss Viva.
Rename me too. Bye-bye, guys. All right.